Howdy all and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing around my channel. It's really helpful. And yeah, thanks to everybody. So obviously we're in the new generation of consoles and games, and I just want to give my general thoughts on Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I have completed the main storyline, and I absolutely adore the original game. It's absolutely awesome. Can't help but, love it. So, the original game for me was a solid 9 out of 10. It didn't have its issues here and there, but generally it was, one of the best games ever made. And this basically is pretty much just more of the same, but with Miles Morales and not Peter. Now, obviously, given my age, I relate more to the original Spider-Man of Peter Parker, and not so much the Miles Morales character. So that slightly goes against it for myself, but that's probably just a personal. I grew up with only being one Spider-Man, Parker, so there is that. But this game is so cool. It is so cool. Theming of New York at Christmas is absolutely perfect. They've recreated parts of Manhattan exactly like for like of how it is at Christmas, and I've been to New York at Christmas and it's absolutely amazing, and this is just the same. It recreates that magical feeling just like you're there, which is really weird when you're actually being Spider-Man, and that's neither here or there. The characters in the game obviously are Miles Morales' family, people from his side of things, which I know nothing about until I played this game, apart from watching Into the Spider-Verse, which didn't tell you much. And it's got a nice rich background to it as well, and helps fill in those blanks for stuff that I don't know. The general gameplay is very similar to the original, but obviously Miles Morales has different moves and different things that he can do versus what Peter Parker Spider-Man. The visuals in this game are absolutely outstanding. You really can't fault it. The music and soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Well, I think the only downside for me, the original game's control system was took quite a fair chunk to. There's an awful lot to it, and obviously that game you're starting off at the beginning eases you in very gradually into the game, and it's a long, 35-40 hour storyline, and this is this to me is almost like it's only like a third of the size of the original game, which we'll come back to later on in the video. But to continue on with the controls, not really that quickly, they chuck you into the deep end and you're off going, and that's it. And there's not really much of a way around that. It is what it is, and you're just straight into the action, and it's bang, off you go. And that can prove quite overwhelming at times, maybe if you've not played the original recently, or you've not played the original at all, maybe. But it's still a slightly different control system because he's got different moves and he's got different things he can do, and so it's different anyway. The game in general is more of the same. There's loads of collectibles, there's loads of things around the city to go and find, there's loads of little side missions. I think there's about 6 side missions, 6 or 7 side missions. A bunch of other really short little missions and tidbits that you can do, saving cats and all sorts, which is, it's very cool. The general feeling myself is that the game is pretty amazing. It's a solid 8 out of 10. The music's amazing and it's very good. But they've not really extended upon pretty much anything. It's the same game with a different character. Well, with a different Spider-Man. So they've not really changed much of what made the original very good. But they've not extended upon anything. So that's why it's not really like a sequel. It's more like a standalone page of a game. But with that said, they are asking an awful lot of money for this game. And to me, it's like a third of the size of the original. So if you take the base normal size price of a game being £60, and this is like a third of the size, I'd say this is worth probably 20, and they're asking like 50 for it. Now I understand it's a launch game. It ended up being cross-platform, which is great for people, and I think it's great that Sony did do that. The fact that it's using the same original engine as Spider-Man 1, so why not? And you've got 100 million people that have bought a PS4, so you've got a great customer base there to sell to still anyway. And it's not like they couldn't have put it on there, so why not? And that to me is a very good thing to do. But I still come back to the fact that this game the main storyline takes about 10 hours to finish, and no sooner you've started and you've got into it, and you're finishing, and it's almost like you've just got one act, one main boss, one main everything for the whole game, and there's not a grand deal more than that. It's like one chunk of an act, and that's it. And that's the only thing I can really fault on the game. It's not really full scale. It's not really even a full scale standalone game to me. It's almost like, I know people always joked about it being like DLC, but I think it is a very extended DLC. I'm fine they're selling it as a standalone game, and that's fine, but does it dictate the £50 odd asking for? No, I don't think so. But that's the only thing I can fault on it. Otherwise, because it's absolutely awesome. And I think the only reason it's not a full sequel, A, they've not had the time. B, I don't think they're going to be going with Miles Morales for the sequel. It'll just be normal Peter Parker Spider-Man. But other than that, the game's flawless. It's absolutely. There's some graphical hiccups now and again, which is surprising, considering it's using the old engine. It's still just awful, But, yeah, I've had some graphical problems. I've only ever had the game crash once, and that's it. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's face it, one crash in playthrough. Neither here or there on a brand new console and a brand new game. But yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with the game. I think the only thing I'd say is the price is a little high for it, and you generally are thrown in. It's basically over with too quickly with me. If it had been 5 hours longer maybe with the storyline, and they'd have put in a couple of different bosses maybe, because there's not much when it comes to bosses either. Whereas in the first game you go from boss to boss to boss, and even though there was loads of different bits between each of the things, you'd have like 5 or 6 bosses. This, it feels like there's no bosses, but and then there's like the end game and that's it. Like, I think if they'd have extended even the same storyline with a couple of other bosses and tried to flesh out slightly the acts of the game, it might have felt a little bit better or a bit longer. Because it's almost like after the first couple of hours you're introduced to all of the people, and that's the storyline, and you know everybody already, and that's it. There's no building up to this is the bad guy, this is the real person you're going to be going for. It's there, done, and that's it. And that's a little bit annoying, because like I like that build up. He could have probably fleshed out the beginning more of the game than the rest, and that's why it feels to me like it's more of a non-standalone. Well, it's more of a extended version of an act, and that's about it. There's no extra stuff there. But yeah, overall I'm very happy with the game, and I give it a solid 8 out of 10. If you're new around, please like and subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions or anything, just drop them down below in the comments box, and I'll get back to you. Thank you very much, and goodbye.